Anything can happen because this is PUBG, the weekly survival series presented by Intel. Let's head to the map with the demigods of dialogue. It is none other than the Paper Thin and Toby.
They're getting better and better. The alliteration gets better and better as we go on. Thank you much, Toffees. Thank you, Clover. Thank you, Froz. You guys doing a fantastic job over there on the desk. As we go over to Erangel for game number 2, we're going to be swapping back and forth between the two maps played. It's over on the eastern side of this map, and all eyes, I think, on the Pachiki area to see if Kia actually tries to mess with the Sonics. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't expect it to happen. From what I can see, it looks like they're going to be more towards the Gatka split. But one thing that, you know, kind of interests me is, oh, I see Sungjong underneath Pachiki as well. Probably looking for a vehicle spawn there, Toby.
Yeah, it's as soon as they saw Liquid having progressed through to the weekly finals, they just went and said, well, they were the only ones that were really ever contesting Gatka, let's just go loot where they go. And they've been doing that ever since, and I'm assuming it's gonna stay that way. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen once we do get all of them fighting the same game.
Oh, no.
What happened there?
Oh no!
That's
a parachute whoopsie. That's a parachute whoopsie.
I mean, at least it's a parachute whoopsie in an area of the map that ain't too contested. But then again, I did see a few players.
It used to be very, very powerful, but with the new way that the vehicles work and other things, I found it to be less and less desirable as time goes on. Gems lands some really good shots onto Venatica. Talking about that superstar, Puchils gets right out, and Gems is gonna put the knock onto him. That's going to be the finish as well. More of Day Trade rising to him, and they're going to shoot him down from the vehicle. Nurin's going to take him off the rock, and that's going to be end of it for Gems. The rest of AAA just spread out around this road.
Yeah, it's I'm curious to see where Na'Vi is planning on pushing this one from. Maybe they'll crash down towards TSM. Maybe they'll go down towards 4 AM. Sonic's now leaving as well. They're gonna be going right past the shack. Did they see? Oh, they didn't see where they went. They saw them leave, but they have no clue. Mime, this is terrifying. Why do you pull up on this without any mission?
Oh boy,
this
that's two down quickly.
There's no universe where they win that. There's absolutely no universe where they win that, and they don't. Godv and all of his guys from 4 AM stay put, and they only get one knock, and he's gonna get back up on his feet. And
I fully agree with you. I think it's really, really smart. Indigo gives Kale a little bit of a nudge there, says, get going. I've got a motorcycle. And I think, there's only one on that motorcycle. We still have all 4 vehicles. I don't know exactly what Indigo's. Oh, he gets knocked. I don't know what happened there.
The back tire got popped, so it lost all speed. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Here comes Kia.
Gale there does actually get the knock on 80, though. He has 1 hit point left. Kanaxi trying to put some shots. FaZe making a move on the backside of all this. Godmeow is just prone on the ground. Easy pickings for Sungjong. And Damwon Kia loses Kale in the end, but they have successfully gotten 2 to the edge of the shelter.
That is so unfortunate. We complimented Burram for pulling off there, but they were still kind of having their eyes fixed and positioning towards FaZe. And now Konaxi, despite being alone here, finds 2, doesn't find the 3rd. Malofa, once again, the man of the hour, keeping Detonation Gaming White alive for now at least. Furrier is here as well, so we just had 4 separate teams pull up on shelter at the exact same time. Now, it is pretty centered in the circle, so it makes sense as this is where they're opting to go. You see, this is what I would have wanted Sonics to do. They knew there was no one in the forest. They had a chance to at least just throw a flash. One guy can run over and peek down, anything, instead of full speed sending it. And there you go. Oh, that is sneaky. They get down forever because of it, too. I don't know if it was intentional, if it was just kind of the path of the vehicles went on, the trajectory there. But that was really smart. They find one. Luna falls as well. They try to pull up on a Freecs, and it ain't working out for them so far as I say that. Hansia falls. Scott V able to find one, but he's in trouble, too.
Hikari just changes directions there. If you had held that a little bit longer, he might have been able to find Godv. Now, Hansia is down for Afreeca Freecs. Grenade lands right next to Crazy, does some decent damage to him. AKAD now hanging out around in the eastern building. Na'Vi making their move off of the backs of the fight between Afreeca and 4AM, seeing if they can kind of profit from the chaos, but there isn't a lot to be had as they're going to actually try to send it into this compound as well. They're going to have to make this work pretty quick. Someone on the hill could get into them. So yes, indeed, AKAD just pulls out. I really like this from AKAD. He has no business trying to win that fight, and he gets over with the rest of his teammates.
I really love what we see from... Well, to be fair, all the teams, 4AM read the pressure. They needed to get away. They leave. Unfortunately, they do lose one. Na'Vi came to pull up on a third-party opportunity. They will be all kinds of set inside of the granny right now. And kind of on the backside of that, attack all around. So all this happen and go down to take Na'Vi's spots. So even though they're still outside the circle, it's just kind of one of those leapfrog things where teams take over each other's spots, and everyone seemingly right now anyway are really quick on reacting to it. So just 3 different teams within the same 20 seconds all making pretty heads-up plays.
All right, now Godv, the back of this becomes a problem. Hikari's grenade blows himself up. He had it in his hand, and Godv lands a perfect one onto him, takes him down. Disaster for Hikari and Afreeca Freecs. Only 2 left now for them, as AAA not able to substantially get into the backside of 4AM to do enough damage to prevent that grenade from coming forward. Now under this is a fight in the shelter. How often do you see this? Sungjang's gonna go down. Gokuri gets taken by Under backing up, trying to see if he can get something going. Now he's got stuns ready. He's gonna try to push through, see if he can solo take it down Detonation Gaming White. He does get the flush, now potentially throwing the smoke to look to get his teammate up and running.
We just excluded almost the entirety of Shelter. Where in the universe do people play from now? We have 5, make that 6 teams in and around Shelter, and there is none of them. Like, TSM can opt to stay on the hillside there, but there's really only space for 1 team. Within the next couple of seconds, 39 until the circle starts shifting, chaos is going to unfold in the southeast of this circle.
Yeah, this is, I mean, this fight in this shelter, it'll be fun to watch, but I'm not sure that either of these teams, no matter how well they come out of it, is going to really be able to do much after. As we mentioned earlier, those exits to the shelters very well guarded typically. Now Under still trying to hold the front line. Sungjang took some damage from a grenade. Still some throwables available here for Detonation Gaming White. In fact, quite a few of grenades we see there in Melifo's hands as they are ringing out around. Sungjang dives to the side but takes a whole bunch of damage. It's actually Furia who's joined the fray. And they're going to find the knock onto Sungjang, all up to Under for Damwon Kia.
It's all unfolding now as teams get closer to one another. You simply cannot play around here without having to take fights to one another. Ents, in the meantime, are crashing towards the granny compound as well. So plenty of action unfolding as we speak. Under does fall in the end of it, so Damwon Kia will be down and out. Melofo and Macau trying to stay put. And now FaceClan trying to take the fight to Oath here. Fuzzface falls early. Uber finds Padcuts immediately in return, trying to do more damage, but is flashed and has to back off. Balefrost now the only one up here for Oath, trying to hold on his own, but that's going to be difficult. Nope, down he goes. Virtus Pro out. 4AM was out earlier. Now Oath falls as well.
Yeah, now Ents has had to slam into this compound as well, kind of backfilling in where 4AM was outside of Na'Vi and Afreeca Freecs. Furia still trying to finish the job underneath as Detonation Gaming White continues to push forward. Everybody here going to have a tough time once they come out, but smoke in the front, and Detonation Gaming White does not have much choice due to the fact that the blue is going to force this issue. Machao comes up and gets 2 on the stairs. What a spray from him, but unfortunately it is potentially going to all be for naught as FaZe has plenty of throwables available to make it raid on the inside of these of this shelter, and now there is the Molotov as well, and this is surely going to be Detonation Gaming White going down.
Yeah, they've parked the vehicle for him not to be able to get out of there. That is just, that's just unfortunate. Not a whole lot you can do. You can see, oh, that's an unfortunate flash. You can see Iroh without, like, outside his area as well over the other entrance, sitting tight with the shotgun in hand, waiting for anyone to come running up from there. Melofo wants to see if he can do anything to get out, but I'm not even sure he can get past that car there. Blue now coming, it's phase 6, it's gonna hurt. It does get past, but as expected, nothing he can do at all. Detonation Gaming White falls. Phase 7 kills, still 4 alive, but they have a run to make now as well. Let's see where the new circle goes.
All right, still heading towards this compound where 3 teams have set up shop, so this is going to be quite an interesting ending, I feel like. A lot of teams in a compound. You can talk about how the circles go towards compounds and that teams can win it, but if there's 3 teams there, that makes that situation much more interesting, I find. Flash not able to hold off TSM's push. He and Daytrade find themselves out in 7th place. Still 6 teams up as FaZe has found just enough of an angle around the side. Some good shooting into the windows on the side, but now Ents and TSM kind of putting the pressure onto them.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, how come Insane doing more to hold off that angle? They would have caught them running down the side of the hill had Diggery been looking this direction earlier, so I thought they were gonna maybe do more to hold off, but of course they do have a compound straight in front of them they have to deal with as well. Attack all around, props for the effort, props of trying, but didn't work out at all, and just one more vehicle adding to the already stacked junkyard. There's cars all over the place, and who knows, maybe TSM will add some more. They have to get down the hill, maybe they'll opt to make a car for it in the open. I'm not quite sure. There ain't a whole lot of places they can play if not in the open. Here they come, full speed forward. Where are we going, TSM? Where are we headed? Is it a compound crash, or are you trying to go somewhere else? The vehicles are coming flying on in. The compound is looking good, but there's also a tree on the outside. Nope, they're not opting to go for the tree. They're crashing the compound as well.
Yeah, they were trying to use some of those smokes that have been thrown by AAA to see if they could kind of do what they weren't able to. And it is going to be Vard who gets knocked in the process. Vehicles explode, don't land on top of anyone, so TSM avoids any damage from that. But that Molly does clip Wookie Bookie. He hops into the vehicle quick. 8C now taking advantage of the timing here to try to reach out, but Tap trying to blockade that. Wookie Bookie is going to get knocked by a grenade from Tixu. So this is going to be an absolute mess. There's 5 teams up all around this compound. You got a couple on the outsides of the fences. FaZe, ENCE, and TSM, and Afreeca, Freecs, and Na'Vi locked down inside of the buildings proper.
Such a hard fight coming up. You can see FaZe Clan. I mean, I think we saw Ghost Stuff just now. 0 first aids, 28 bandages. They've been fighting for a while, burning through meds, burning through utility, and Western Helmets too, trying to stay alive. And somehow, all 4 from FaZe Clan have made it to the building. We got 4 EU teams and Afreeca Freecs. And to be fair, I mean, the majority of attention has been on the west side of the compound, and the fact that Afreeca Freecs has stood strong against so many teams trying to push up to them is really impressive. Now let's see FaZe take one down from Na'Vi, but Na'Vi immediately there to respond. Circle going down towards the south, and it's the final circle too. We all know now the game is going to end outside of the compound.
Yeah, it's looking pretty decent for TSM. They kind of have priority on where the middle of the circle is going to be. Now, this fight between FaZe and Na'Vi has to continue. 8C does find the knock onto the tab, and the finish has come through. There's another member knocked. It's just Senya looking like he's the only one alive for Na'Vi. Rustenmar going to finish off Orange with the Groza. Now, FaZe does have 4, and they have successfully claimed this building for themselves for now. And it is in the Phase 8 circle, so they can wait. But of course, when we get to Phase 9, the star goes right to the center, and that's where everybody has to try to finish their round.
This is going to be so difficult. It's not ending just outside the compound. It's actually a pretty decent split. It's at least 50, 60 meters outside the compound. And I think you can see ENCE trying to utilize exactly that. They don't want to be caught inside any longer. They want to get out, and Rustenmar finds Uber with the Groza instantly. There are still 3 alive from FaZe inside the granny, but if ENCE can play this one smart, they can maybe wrap around and try and take control on the south side. Then the only issue would be, what does TSM do? Because they're playing the south side as well, but from the other edge. Molly comes in. First FaZe not hit by it. Rustenmar is pushing up now, trying to get a good angle. Can't see anyone in the immediate approach.
Yeah, Fuzzface did get Tixu, Squeaky, and Rustenmar trying to dislodge him. 8C gets a molly right in his face, sends him running up into the attic. Didn't take any damage from the molly, though. That window doesn't offer you much of a view as Rustenmar continues to hold an angle for ENCE as they go for the res. That stun clips Gustav in the face as he tries to come down the stairs. Here they go. Rustenmar's waiting, but 8C follows up nicely. Senya comes alive, gets Diggery. Tixu still here. 8C, though, alive for FaZe with 8 health as ENCE struggling with Tixu, the only one left alive on the outside of this wall. FaZe, though, has found themselves stuck inside this compound. 8C looking to go for the res onto Gustav.
And he's going to have time to do so as well. Tixu not in a position to really compete with anything. He's, as you can see, outside. Now he's going to start tanking blue as well in a moment's time. Squeaky does fall in the end of it. Senya is a thorn in the heel, I guess you can say safely. Took down one from ENCE and also did damage to another, making it difficult for them to really wrap around on that inside of the compound. 8C now exposed to Afreeca Freecs, but they're focusing over on the other side, and Senya again! Such a big factor in ENCE going down. I thought they had the better position, but it ain't working out for them. AKAD now finds 8C, just Gustav left alive in the open. AKAD perfect vision on him as well. He's finally focusing over towards the east side. They are 2 alive, and he's going to take down Gustav as well.
Look at this timing by Senya. He comes up to the shack. He almost gets in there deep enough, but AKAD is absolutely on fire right now. It is a 4v2 TSM versus Afreeca Freecs. AKAD with 5 kills already, stuns out around Vard. There is a good angle here for Afreeca Freecs if they can get it, where they can really get a good firing line down onto TSM. But Iroh's in a great spot holding the line there, and that's going to push AKAD back. He keeps trying to poke out. Blue is now going to force Iroh forward. It's going to get the knock on him for sure. It does. Now it's a 2v3, and Vard is proning, waiting. EJ taking a bunch of damage as well, or inching forward. Toby, this one's going to be nuts.
They know they have them right around the wall, and they're trying to split out on the smokes. Now, if they win this one, it's a 2v2 now. Iroh fell down. Wookie is down as well. Miraku is up, and so is Vard. But will they win this? No, they find one more. They find the last one. AKAD, you absolute beast. Somehow, Afreeca Freecs, from being 2 alive early on in the game, withstand TSM 2v4. What a hell of an end game. That was Afreeca Freecs taking down as to the last 7 players of that game on 3 different teams.
All my life I want money and power, respect my mind, or die from last shot. I pray my dick get big as the Apple time, so I can fuck the world for 72 hours. Goddamn, I feel amazing.